you have the UConn Tennessee rivalry that's back and the Lady Vols, and I think it's so important for the sport. That being said, still to this day, with the legacy that Pat Summitt left, how much pressure continues to be on whoever is in that position, which happens to be Kellie Harper now?
Man, you choose the field. You choose the field. I think it's unimaginable. You know what I'm saying? To have to walk into that office, day in and day out, and not feel that it's somehow you got to be able to produce what Coach Summitt was able to produce. You know what I'm saying? Even with people like, man, go be yourself. Even Pat Summitt would tell them, just be yourself. Every work out. I mean, that shadow is cast so big, man, and it's like, what are you supposed to do? What is enough? Like, is one championship bringing you back to the creme de la creme of the women's game? Is that enough? No, honestly, you know what I'm saying? You're going to compare it, and that's the problem. Like, you don't have anything else to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else is looked at as a failure in championships, and that's ladies back to playing together, and all striding into one goal, man. So I'm proud of the Lady Vols getting it. I think Holly did a great job. I love Holly. I'm biased also. She was there when I was there, and I watched her coaching, and I know what she brings to the game. I just think, man, it's for her to walk in those shoes right after Coach Summitt left. I don't know if anybody else could have done that either outside of Holly. So I think I always give her credit for that, just having the bold gumption, if you will, to walk into those shoes and accept while I'm having that job and going in and out day in and day out.
Ron, I was going to transition to men's basketball, but yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the women's game too, because there's just a lot there, because they don't just play UConn, they play LSU, and LSU is Kim Mulkey. And I'm with you with Holly. I understood why she was let go when Kellie Harper came. Do you think the pressure was added because do you think there was maybe do you think there was maybe a step back that the program took, unfortunately, because Pat Summitt was unknowingly coaching with her illness the last couple of years?
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's no one's fault. It's not her fault. But do you think that put the program on a little unstable ground when Holly had to take over?
Yeah, I think so. Because you would realistically like to have a baton handoff. You know what I'm saying, in that situation. And in this case, the baton was, in a sense, dropped, and it just had to be scooped with nobody watching. And you take off and run with it. And I think that's why I give Holly the credit for it. I don't understand a way that it could have been an easy transition outside of her actually going and handpicking somebody and walking them through for 2 or 3 years of how to get this job done. You know what I'm saying? The way to run it and keep this machine rolling on the track. So with it abruptly coming to an end, I thought that was difficult to handle. And I think one thing that gets overshadowed is also, and not to make excuses at all, but what was Holly actually dealing with? Like, that was a running mate. You know what I'm saying? Her, Mickey DeMoss, like, those are running mates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anyone ever took a step back and was thinking like, man, how is Holly handling this? Because she didn't really have time to grieve. She had to pick up, roll, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I think all that comes into play. But, man, this game, man, this game is going to be huge. And I think the fans should get behind this team even more so, man, because it won't be long. You know what I'm saying? It won't be long. It's in the DNA. It's in the fabric of the Lady Vols to be great. And once it gets back rolling, like, I don't need to see everybody coming back trying to be like, man, we were here in the dark times. And no, if you ain't been there, don't come back. We all right. We'll pick up some little kids and let them roll and raise them the right way. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be fun to watch, man. The big time game coming up Thursday. Game day will be in the building. And I think, man, the Lady Vols, they strike it up, get things rolling with this game. UConn dealing with a lot of things, a lot of injured players for big time player team Paige and what is it, Flood? She's also injured. So, and then Gino, what he had to deal with personally, trying to get back into the flow. But one thing about it, man, they've never cared who struggled or who was doing what situation was happening. They took advantage of whatever team stepped on the floor for the Lady Vols. And I'm speaking on behalf of all the Lady Vols. You step up with that UConn jersey on, be prepared to go to war. You're going to get dragged. You don't care about nothing you got going on. Once you get in between them lines, it's on. It's on. And then I think that leads over to the men's game in Texas, and then backdooring that and wiping up the whole weekend with a big-time matchup against Angel Reese and Coach Morgan and them at LSU.